child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Proverbs 22:6. As both an education major and a mother, I want to ensure that I not only provide the best schooling possible for my children, but I also want to help create the best schooling experience possible for other children. Our children need to know the Lord. Teaching Christ within the school system will aid in the development of moral values and core beliefs, and will help ensure that the American public is once again a great nation, returning to its foundation and core. Good evening. Tonight we are going to look at the school system as a whole and the similarities and differences between both the public school and the private school. The three main areas that we are going to discuss are class size, facilities and amenities, and the overall lessons on morals, values, and beliefs that are taught within the schools. So let's start with our first point. Class size. Bigger is not always better, especially when considering student-to-teacher ratio. The average private school hosts only 300 to 400 students, and the average class size is 15 students to one teacher. This allows more individualized instruction, and teachers are able to better accommodate the needs of each student. Small schools and small classes, where teachers and students know each other, seem to encourage learning. Now, on the other hand, the average public school has upwards of 1,000 students, sometimes even as high as 3,000 students in any given school year. Such crowded facilities make it almost impossible to provide an individualized schooling experience for each student. Students are sometimes left behind, and teachers become classroom police rather than educators. The quality of instruction deteriorates, and the vast majority of the students simply do not have the chance to achieve or to reach their highest potential. The average dropout rate is 4%, which on average in a public school is 607,789 students in an entire year nationwide. Next point, the facilities differ more on area than school type. Public schools across the nation depend upon taxpayer dollars and special grants in order to help support and grow the school amenities and facilities. Private schools depend much on the same requirements and depend largely on alumni support, as well as enhancements and endowments in order to expand their amenities. Both types of schools have those institutions with standout facilities and top-rated amenities, while most schools have average overall amenities that you find anywhere. Here in Arizona, we actually have 2 public schools that have standout, surpassed amenities for both private and school standards. It is a rarity here, and in most cities and countries. Most private and public schools are tied when it comes to overall amenities, and for the most part, most schools run mainstream. Point 3. Public schools have lost the teaching of morals, values, and core beliefs. Public schools have in turn lost God. Public schools must adhere to strict guidelines set forth by the state and what can be taught and how it can be taught. Schools have gone to the extreme and have attempted to completely remove God from their buildings. Even the Pledge of Allegiance is no longer allowed within a school, nor is the customary graduation prayer during the commencement ceremony. Private schools, on the other hand, are given much more freedom to teach the topics that they want, the curriculum they choose, and they can teach in whatever manner they feel proper. Parents make the decision to send their child or children to a private school and normally choose a school with a theology and/or doctrine and educational philosophy that most closely mirrors their own beliefs. There is a much greater emphasis on right and wrong and choosing the godly path in a Christian school than you find in a public school. There is a sense of unity and strength amongst the students, teachers, and parents because all practice the same core beliefs and all have the same moral concept. In conclusion, both public and private schools have their advantages and disadvantages. The smaller class sizes of a private school allow for more individualized instruction, and the large public school and students are less likely to be looked over. Facilities in both schools are relatively similar and depend more on the area that the school is located in rather than the school type. School amenities have more to do with their location and area funding than whether they're private or public. The teaching curriculum varies widely between private and public schools, and there are far fewer restrictions within a private school. As I stated before, our children desperately need the Lord back within our school system. We are missing the core fundamentals and teaching morals. Please join me in consciously praying and researching schools before choosing the right school for your children. The future of our country and the future of our children depend upon not only what we teach them at home, but also what they learn within school.